What is the best way to deal with or cope with being lonely without many interests? Before we start with the first story, please hit a subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay updated with us. Story 1. Consider joining social groups or online communities that align with your interests or values. This could be through platforms like Meetup, Facebook groups, or local community centers. Engaging with others who share common interests can provide a sense of belonging and reduce feelings of isolation. Story 2. Coping isn't a long-term strategy. Coping is how you get through something you don't want to be in until you can get out of it. The long-term solution is to identify your anxieties so that being around people doesn't cause you stress. If you are shying away from interactions with people, it could be avoidance caused by anxiety or stress, which drives a negative feedback cycle, where it makes your self-esteem drop that then fuels further stress. Likewise for the not having many interests. I think that everyone would be interested in something if they didn't have a constant background level of anxiety or depression sucking their energy from them. You can break that cycle by getting back into it with people, but you have to make sure that you give yourself sufficient credit and praise for doing it, and drop and disregard anything that you might dwell on. Later, enter into it as a new experiment. Not every experiment goes perfectly. Don't dwell on things. If you misspeak, don't ruminate on it. Just say, whoops, and move on. Keep going. Focus on the positives. Story 3. If you live near a mountain or a riverbed, you can search for fossils for the price of a geology hammer. If times are tough, you could use a bricklayer's hammer. Big fan of Estwing products myself, and they're sold commonly in big box stores. Edit. Actually, a pair of eye goggles too. Don't be smacking rocks with a hammer without eye protection. Odds are good you can get adequate eye protection at Dollar Tree if you're in the US. Story 4. Get out of your comfort zone. Make yourself at least try going out and participating in some kind of social situation, like an open mic or social club. Try a new skill and find a group of people who are learning it too. That's a great way to be vulnerable without it having to be overly personal. One of the best ways to meet new people. Story 5. Dealing with loneliness without many interests can be challenging, but finding activities that spark joy or trying new hobbies can help. Reach out to friends or family for companionship, join online communities or support groups, and consider volunteering or engaging in social activities. Self-care practices like meditation, exercise, and pursuing personal goals can also alleviate loneliness. Story 6. One effective way to cope with loneliness when you don't have many interests is to focus on self-discovery and exploration. Use this time to try out new activities or hobbies, even if they seem small or insignificant at first. Engage in activities that challenge you mentally or physically, such as reading, cooking, or going for walks. Additionally, consider reaching out to friends or family members for support, or joining online communities or support groups where you can connect with others who may share similar experiences. Remember that it's okay to feel lonely sometimes, but taking small steps to engage with the world around you can help alleviate those feelings over time. Story 7. So this was me for a long while. Then I got into chat rooms with video and audio. Now we have a giant game night on weekends, from trivia to competitive Tetris and more. Then during the week there's a group in the room that gets together to play games like Palworld or Stardew Valley. Then we have a group in there that likes to build Lego sets together. I mean, we have a lot of different things that people end up grouping together on that before they weren't into. Even have people who build computers and some who do gardening. For me, I like to cook a lot, and I lived with a variety of different people from different countries and have learned how to make a lot of recipes from those different people, so I get on and will cook with people to show them how to make whatever it is for themselves. Online chat rooms, you can start with 0 interests, and a month and you are doing all kinds of stuff and you don't have to leave your home. Story 8. Reach out to family and friends. Sometimes, just reaching out to someone you haven't talked to in a while can make a big difference. They might also feel the same way. Join online communities. There are numerous online forums and communities for people looking to make connections. Whether it's a forum related to a potential new interest or a community for people feeling lonely, These can be great places to find support and camaraderie. Story 9. Try to find an interest that can be fulfilling to do by oneself. I understand if you're an introvert and prefer to be alone. I am one myself. But I have 5 close friends that I try to see every now and then to break up the periods of being alone. You don't have to do it all the time, but try to find some activities that you can also enjoy with another person or two. Story 10. You're responsible for yourself, my dude. If you think you don't have many interests, then it's up to you to find more interests. They won't just magically come your way out of nowhere. Working on yourself, being more active and more social, brings more confidence and the opportunity to meet more people organically. Story 11. Join a CrossFit group, go volunteer and help others, start gardening, take music or art lessons, go travel and see the natural man-made wonders of the world. Being lonely does suck, but you may as well reap the benefits of having to answer only to yourself and your own time frame. Story 12. Whilst you are actually alone at this time in your life, embrace all the time and energy you have to be able to focus on yourself, i.e., learning to love yourself, building your self-confidence, and discovering your interests, passions. Do this consistently for some time, and as time goes on, the opportunities to connect with people will start appearing, and you will naturally draw more people to you. Yes, you could put your energy into forced social events like meetup groups or whatever, but that is a quick fix that won't heal your loneliness in the long run. Story 13. Keep yourself busy whilst you can, even if it's doing house chores. I'm an 18-year-old from the UK, and even though I like a few things, I don't really get entertainment out of it. I mainly feel lonely in the evenings, so that's when I try to do some shit. Taking to people or watching something. Even as an 18-year-old, I came from an abusive home, living with my mom, and I still see my dad often. The main I try to do is structure it all out. Yes, have hobbies and enjoy what you enjoy, but if you want to do something, start off with planning things out, then go into baby steps, then categorize things. Then with every step plan it out, or cut it into 4 sections. Start off with doing the hardest 2 and work your way to the easiest 2. Get into routines, pal. What time you go to bed, what time you wake up, what time you go to the gym, what time you eat, etc., etc. This will show you how much time you'll have to spend to yourself. Also have a clear mindset about things, and be open-minded going into things. Pick out one of your hobbies, then choose which one you have a real passion for, then plan your first steps. Then sort out routines, then get a good mindset and grind as much as you can. The weirder you get shows how focused you are on overcoming your biggest fears, but shows that you're working your way to your biggest dreams. Good luck for the future, pal. Story 14. Couple things that helped me. 1. If you can, get a pet. Taking care of my dog takes up a good chunk of time, and I feel better when she's around. I also got into audiobooks because of long walks I take her on. 2. Like other people have said, the gym forces me to go to bed early, keeps me occupied in the morning, and lets me be around people without having to interact with them. 3. Cooking my own food takes up a ton of time, and I get some decent food out of it. 4. Cleaning. It's really hard to build the habit at first, but once you start really doing things like making your bed, not leaving dishes in the sink, etc., it makes the days go by much faster. And it makes your place more pleasant to live in. Things I haven't found helpful. 1. Joining social clubs. Just another opportunity to feel like you don't fit in. 2. Sticking with a hobby. So many people have told me to just try something and stick with it. I've tried so many times, nothing stuck. 3. Get outside. I've never found just being outside to be any kind of help. WMMV. 1. Dating apps. I like them. They open the door to the possibility of a happier future. Sometimes it even works. 2. Meditation. I go through periods where I'll meditate consistently, and then life gets crazy and it drops. I feel better when I'm doing it though. 3. Alcohol. I'm a 2 whiskeys a night kind of guy, and I find it really helps quiet the anxieties that come with being alone. If you can do without it, more power to you. It's def not healthy, but it does help. Also, therapy and antidepressants have worked wonders for my quality of life. Good luck. Story 15. Start with easy interests, like literally just coloring or something. Coloring is great because you don't have to worry about it being good because the picture is already drawn. Avoid adult coloring books because those are just stressful. Or start writing a little paragraph in your notes app or whatever after you watch a new movie. Joining community groups and volunteer organizations can be tough, but if you volunteer for something you believe in, it will make you feel a little bit less like a piece of shit. Or even do something like paintball or rock climbing or another fun thing where you'll be around people but not necessarily have to interact with them. Exercise can be hard to jump into, but don't worry about losing weight or getting stronger. A brisk 15-minute walk can get some endorphins in you. Try to leave your house at least once a day. Try to do at least one thing each weekend. All right, folks, that's a wrap. If you like more of this, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also share your thoughts in the comment below. I'll see you in the next video.